Hey YouTube, welcome to the Subprime to Prime YouTube channel. Here, our focus is to get you from subprime to prime. And all of that starts with knowing where you want to go on your financial journey. This channel is for information and educational purposes only and is not intended to be financial or legal advice. Okay, let's get into it. On this video, we're going to be talking about wants versus needs and understanding the difference between the two is a fundamental aspect of financial literacy. So I'm going to kind of break down both the needs and wants aspects of it and get into it. So needs, they're essential. These are things that are necessary for survival, such as food, shelter, clothing, and healthcare. You have to have those, absolutely. And utilities, basic utilities like water, electric, heating, and depending on where you live in the country, cooling is also essential. But those are utilities, and those are also absolute needs. Now, debt payments, fulfilling obligations like mortgages, loans, and any kind of payments are crucial, because those will determine whether or not they will ever lend to you again, and for how much and for how long, and all of those factors. So again, essentials are our things that we need for our survival: food, shelter, clothing, healthcare. Utilities, basic utilities like water, electric, heating, and cooling. Oh, and let me put gas in there too, in case you're heated with gas as opposed to electric. So that's included too. Any utilities, and even to include your cell phone and phone, they are absolutely essential, especially in this day and age. You have to have it. Another one is insurance. Okay, we have both healthcare and life insurance. Both are, absolutely a must. But health insurance more so, because that's taking care of your immediate needs. If you go and you break your leg and you need to go to the hospital, you're going to want to have insurance, because that could create a financial disaster for you if you have to pay that out of pocket. So health insurance is definitely a need. And if you're in a situation where you don't have health insurance and you are either your work doesn't offer it, or for some reason it's been out of reach for you financially, there are government assistance programs to help with gaining health insurance. Now, life insurance is a totally different animal, still necessary, and that is basically, for survival. Or the person, like if you're a couple and one of you passes away, God forbid, that that income from that spouse goes away and you're left with the financial burden to bear all by yourself. It's a terrible experience to go through, but having the proper amount of insurance ensures that you'll be well taken care of into the future. So life insurance, super important, super helpful. And at some point down the line, we'll discuss how life insurance can actually help enhance your financial well-being. But right now, we're just talking about basic life insurance. Definitely something I would consider a need. Now, we're going to get into a few wants. So luxury items like experiences, like going on vacation, taking that trip to Hawaii, designer clothing, high-end gadgets, and things of that nature. Definitely something that most people want. I'll, definitely agree with that, but not necessary at the time when you're building out your financial future. These things come when you can afford to do them comfortably. And I'll always emphasize when you can afford to do them comfortably, and that's without putting large, debt on your credit cards if you can't afford to pay them back within the month, so as to not accrue interest That's one of those things that you really have to pay attention to. Entertainment. Yes, entertainment is absolutely a want. It's not essential to your life. I know some of you are thinking like, yeah, okay, but it's definitely not when you're talking about controlling your spending. That's one of those things that'll get out of hand real quick. And that's, dining out, movies, other leisure activities. If you're a gamer and you buy a ton of games, I mean, those games aren't going to keep you warm when your heat's off. At the end of the day, definitely non-essential items. Hobbies for some is life. Some people really do love their hobbies, and they provide mental well-being. People love them. They're things that they enjoy doing for absolutely free. And speaking of free, a lot of times you can turn your hobbies into a profitable side hustle or endeavor, which I highly recommend, especially if you're really good at it. Figure out a way to turn what you love to do into something that's super profitable for you, so that you can hedge against all the other things that may be going on financially. But another bowling ball, not necessary. Figure out ways to maybe do the hobby without incurring new expenses on it. And just try and see if you can make hobbies or do hobbies that don't require a lot of money. As I spoke in my previous video about setting aside extra money to help move the needle forward, and being able to scale off an emergency, that's super important, especially over a hobby. Now, I'm not saying don't do your hobbies. Just try not to incur additional expenses while doing the hobby. And then something like kind of a sidebar, non-essential upgrades, like upgrading to the latest model of a TV or computer. If the computer or TV is not making you money, you do not need to upgrade it. You need to keep what you have and roll with that. You don't need to spend extra money on the latest 4K flat screen wireless TV when you have a perfectly good one sitting in your living room right now. You shouldn't even be really on that. You should be on things that help you make extra money so you can pay down this debt and these things like that. But it is what it is, and you're gonna do you. But I just want to reiterate that your financial journey is your financial journey. And while we're speaking on that, always keep in mind budgeting, the emergency fund, debt management, and saving or investing, which is the investing is something we'll talk about in future videos. But for right now, we're trying to get our house built in a very, very efficient and very bite-sized amount of tasks to do, so you can get it done. So thank you. It's been a pleasure. Please come check me out, our free school site. And if you want to hear more information about all things finance, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.